Welcome back. A Picture of the County is an 80-foot artwork created by hundreds of hands from all over Miami-Dade, and it's coming soon to a neighborhood near you. It's an evolving, very personal exploration of the issues that shape our community. Artists Dena Stewart and Stewart are the driving force behind this unique creation. They are here to tell us about their work. Welcome to downtown Dade.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dena Stewart and Stewart. Center for Folk and Community Art is one of your organizations. You've been doing this kind of collaborative art project for many years. Stewart, tell us how these things work. You work with people in the community. You kind of have an idea, and you take it to people in the community, and they kind of interpret it.
Well, no, what we do is once we decide on an issue, we look for the people who are most impacted by that issue and go to them and ask their help to help the community understand what the issue is all about so that we could maybe find some solutions to help them. Mm-hmm. So we take alienated, at-risk populations who feel disconnected from the community and ask them to help the community find solutions to their problems.
Now, when we met up with you, Dena, you were working with, I think, middle school students, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about what issue? What was that important to them? What was their...
Well, the issue that we were addressing with the middle school kids was bullying. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, we just went to them and very specifically asked them, what is it like to be a bully? What is it like to be bullied? And what is it like to stand there and watch other people bully other people? And that was basically the issue that they wrote about. They've all experienced bullying on one level or another. And they wrote stories describing their experiences with bullying and very specifically how those experiences made them feel. After they wrote their stories, I mean, we do our program, which is called Telling Stories Through Visuals. Mm-hmm. And that pretty much encompasses everything we do. After the people who participate in our workshops write about their issue and how it makes them feel, we then teach them how to illustrate what they wrote. So it becomes a combination of writing as well as doing artwork.
So these are both components of the artwork, Stewart, because then you get the stories and the drawings that are derived from the stories and experiences, and then they're incorporated into this other wider work.
And then we take it to the next level where we bring it out into the community so that they can understand the issue a little bit better, because we discovered that in order to find the solutions to very complex community or health-related issues, before you're going to figure out the solutions, you got to know what kind of questions to ask.
Sure.
And before you can figure out what are the right questions, it's really important to understand why people act and react the way they do, the people who are most affected. So we take their stories and give them a forum to vent their feelings. And then we create this tapestry and bring it out into the community where other people could read about it, become aware of it. And within the people that are viewing this, there are maybe problem solvers who have the answers and say, I know what to do with this, and then could do something to help that particular community.
And people get, just by learning and seeing other people experience, they get an insight into this problem that they might not have considered particularly. So many stories in this that we heard you talking about with these kids were really tough stories.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is not just like, oh, somebody like...
No,
called me a name. There's some real heavy stuff going on here.
There's serious stories involved, and in a lot of cases, specifically with the issue of bullying, these stories are not told to other people. The kids, particularly the ones who are victimized, do not tell their parents. They're afraid to tell teachers or trust counselors for fear of the ramifications. If a bully finds out that they've been ratted on, basically, there are going to be repercussions for the kid who told on them. So it's very hush-hush, it's quiet, and the kid basically suffers in private. And this is a way of bringing it out into the open. And what we also do is, after the tapestry is crafted and it's on exhibit, we then hold town meetings or forums with groups of people, including parents.
Wow.
And teachers and trust counselors. Some of the principals or assistant principals attend. And the purpose is to have the kids read some of the stories out loud and then stimulate dialogue so that parents do know what's going on.
So there's this whole ongoing program with this. And it's not just, bullying is one theme, but this current tapestry that you have up also deals with issues of aging and environmental issues, and help me out, it's a couple of other things. What's being covered here?
Teen date abuse and violence, diversity in the community, the environment. each issue was an issue selected by the staffs of several of the commissioners who were supporting this. And we worked with commissioners Martinez, Diaz, Heyman, Barrero.
Jimenez, Roll.
Yeah, thank you.
All these.
Quite
Not quite all 13,
yeah.
but I think everybody eventually is going to sign up with this, because
Yeah.
it's not a thing of somebody imposing, okay, let's talk about this today. It's more like, what is affecting you? What do you want to talk to us about? And what
Exactly.
do you want to deal with?
Exactly. And what we do, it's amazing, like the issue of bullying. 70% of the students in school have experienced some phase of what Dena described. So it affects everybody, regardless of where you're living or what school you go to. It happens in the fancy little private schools also. And if you don't do something to raise the awareness of the kids now, as they grow up and get into intimate relationships as a teenager, they become bullies and want power and control. And then when they get married, this becomes domestic violence, or they're the jerky boss in the workplace who pays you a lot of money and can abuse the hell out of you because he can get away with
Right,
it.
it becomes internalized and it comes back out again.
It's
in
a
other ways.
personality trait.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that there's something wrong with this because they've been able to get away with it all their
Right.
lives.
But this is bringing it out and making people aware of it. It's quite a program.
See, that's just a small part of what we do. Our program, telling stories through visuals, can be replicated to address any kind of issue. And we keep challenging ourselves to find issues that are affecting the community that could be used for this, and reach out to the community to find people to support what we do and then help us take it to the next level. That's now you've got some information. You got to run with it.
This keeps on going. It is an artwork that is always changing and it is always moving. To find out where a picture of Miami-Dade County is headed next, call the Center for Folk and Community Art at 305-534-8807. Visit their website at arttapestries.org or shoot an email to artcfca@bellsouth.net. Dena and Stewart, thank you for giving us this look at a picture of the county.
Thank you.
Thanks. Downtown Dade will be back in just a moment.